On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning, Kevin Durant. You should have left California.
This Brownsexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Okay, that had to be turned up. Oh yeah, time to get this party started. Good morning. Welcome to the fabulous, fantastic football Friday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. Man, oh man, we got a lot to get to. Want to get this one. Let's get this announcement in. Chris Space will not be able to join us this morning. Base, hope all is well with you, and we will continue to pray for you and your family. With that in mind, let's charge forward. And this one's for Base. Let's go to the whip around, shall we? And we start with Pittsburgh Pirates catcher Austin Hedges is accusing Major League Baseball of putting profit over player safety after the Pirates continued on with Thursday's game against the San Diego Padres at PNC Park despite poor air quality from Canadian wildfire smoke. Hedges said, quote, "It's obvious they got to get the money in. It's clear as day. It seems like money takes precedent over player health." Dear Austin Hedges, two things. One, dear Austin Hedges, duh. And two, thank you for speaking out about it. This is this is way, way, way too obvious that Major League Baseball nor the other professional leagues do not care about player safety. It's too obvious now. Way too obvious. Thank you, Austin Hedges, for speaking up and speaking out about it. J.J. Watt is retired from the NFL, but he is staying busy now with a new job as the former 5-time All-Pro and 3-time AP Defensive Player of the Year has signed a multi-year contract with CBS Sports to serve as an NFL analyst, the network announced Thursday. Watt is scheduled to make his debut in the role during the NFL Today pregame show, Week 1 of the 2023 season, alongside host James Brown and analyst Bill Cowher, Boomer Esiason, Phil Simms, and Nate Burleson. He becomes the latest recently retired premier player to transition into broadcasting, joining the likes of Tom Brady and Greg Olson at Fox Sports and Tony Romo at CBS. The 34-year-old said, quote, "I love the game too much to be away from it entirely. I'm very excited to be joining CBS Sports to contribute all across their NFL shows and platforms, including working alongside and learning from JB, Coach, Boomer, Phil, and Nate this fall. Hopefully fans will enjoy the insights and knowledge I've gained over my 12 years in the NFL. And if we're lucky, we'll share a few laughs along the way as well." Congratulations, J.J. Watt, on your new job. Wish you very, very well in your new venture, and kick ass, my friend. We've heard of rain delays, we've heard of snow delays, but have you ever heard of a hail delay? Well, Ellis Diaz of the Colorado Rockies stretched and dove head first, making quite a splash. He wasn't stealing a base or anything. He was sliding on the hail-covered tarp of Coors Field hours before Colorado hosted the Los Angeles Dodgers. Oops. I was going good until that happened. The Los Angeles Dodgers on Thursday night. The Denver area was hit with heavy rain, high winds, and I can't believe I'm going to read this aloud, but y'all know the spelling. Pea-sized hail transforming the green outfield grass into ice-covered turf and giving the boys of summer a taste of winter. God damn it. Okay. The conditions prompted Diaz to do a swan dive and others to make snow angels and left maintenance crews at Coors Field hoisting shovels full of hail and working to restore the field. The start of the game was delayed for 1 hour and 50 minutes. Well, I've never heard and seen that until now. You got to love it. The boys of summer getting smacked in the face with winter. Only at Coors Field. Now, ladies and gentlemen, joining me as he always does, the man in charge of Cole Sports with a Z, the one, the only, Cole Johnson. Good morning, my friend.
Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing, Finance Feedback Zone? Listening and viewing audience. Glad to be aboard as always.
Man, we're glad to have you. We're glad to have you. By the way, better have checked out your latest church sermon and said her usual. Turn it off. Turn it off.
If I can hit that note, then I know I'm in the right spot.
You did. You absolutely did. Rob Gronkowski says Baby Gronk is awkward. It's too far. Speaking with fellow ex-NFL players at Tight End University in Nashville, Tennessee, said that Jake San Miguel is so annoying and that the entire situation is awkward. San Miguel has led the charge in promoting his son, 10-year-old Madden, as Baby Gronk. I'll just stop there.
Well, of course you have to.
Moving on. Like I said, I'll just stop there.
So you foul.
What did I say? What did I say?
All right, fine. Okay. So Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, they beat Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson in the 8th version of the match. That concludes today's Whip Around.
And he says I'm foul. That was terrific.
Oh, I was gonna say, look, when you have
And
somebody
look,
who's great, you're gonna have those
okay?
follow. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I was gonna say. I was like, doggone. I was gonna say by one, maybe two sentences. He just went straight on. I'm like, all right.
Who are we dealing with?
Yeah, you got a point there. I'm not the biggest fan of Gronk either. Never have been. Am not now. Never will be. I don't hate him. I'm just not a fan of him.
I'll repeat my question. Whom are we dealing with here?
Yeah, you got a good point there.
I rest my case.
Oh, my goodness. Well, with that, I guess we'll take our first commercial break. In 2 minutes, we will come back and talk about NFL players having a problem with gambling. Yeah, and needing to sit down for a while. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Joined, of course, by my partner, Brian Small. So we'll be right back.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Hey everybody, Brian Snow here. Want to do some afternoon sports talk with me and be interactive? Also meet some great guests from every walk of life? Then tune in to The Brian Snow Show on CSTV and CSTVNow.com. Weekdays at 2 p.m. Come on aboard and enjoy the ride.
PK Tire Pros, your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon to see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
The following is a public service announcement from David 3000.
Yankees suck.
This has been a public service announcement from David 3000.
I'm Brian Snow, and I approve this laughter.
Yes. And I'm Cole Johnson. I do as well. Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson on a chilled Friday version of the show.
Yeah. It's June. All I gotta say is wait till September when football is in high gear.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be all kinds of hell breaking. You know it. I know. We've done this show 2 years. We're approaching 2 years together. You've been a guest on my show for about 4 years. You know when football season gets here, all hell breaks loose.
Oh yeah. Normally the sports world, when it rounds into August, it's like, okay, we're sick of the doldrums and we're sick of other sports dominating. It's time for football to come to the center and forefront. Yeah.
It's football time. I always say it's showtime in the garden when my wife brings food and my wife cooks a meal or I cook a meal for her. Yeah, it's football time, and it's football time in the garden. This is the football doldrums. And the legendary Paul Allen, the longtime voice of the Minnesota Vikings, one year I heard him do the why don't I just put this up and play it?
Okay.
We'll get to the gambling story. We'll get to Colin Kaepernick wanting another shot in the NFL, a league against that he colluded.
Wait.
What?
What was the name? What was the name again, sir?
You heard what I said. I didn't stutter. Colin Kaepernick.
Now, this guy brought you to a Super Bowl and you now are going to call him Crappernick?
He's full of crap. Since Super Bowl 47, no, check that. Since the game one of the 2013 season against Green Bay, where he threw for 412 yards.
I was about to say after that game, yes.
He's been full of crap. Even though the 49ers dominated the division, beat the hell out of the Seahawks twice, it wasn't for a tipped interception, they probably would have tied that game, and the legend of Kaepernick would have stayed.
Right.
But, and then on top of that, the pick at the stick saved his ass.
Oh, Ryan McCarthy. No
Navarro Bowman.
He says, Colin Kaepernick could have played with the Empire.
Oh, wait. And now a selection from the Wonderberry Choir entitled, You Ain't Lying.
Wow, you surely ain't lying.
You ain't lying about that. Let's just go right. Oh, like I said, Paul Allen, when the first time I ever heard him do the 12 Days of Christmas, he has a verse in there that says 9 months without football. And you can just hear in his voice. I'm going to try to find it now really quick.
2 yards per carry. And yes, you all saw it or heard another ass whooping.
Let me just play the entire 4 minutes. Okay, this is the 12. We'll get to our stories in just a minute. Now I will preface this by giving credit A to Paul Allen, the legendary voice of the Minnesota Vikings, B KFAN 100.3 Minneapolis, Minnesota, a station I'm very familiar with because I worked there for a little bit. He did this is 2000 after the 2010 season. He did the 12 Days of Christmas, and it sounded like this.
On the first day of Christmas, the Vikings gave to me another ass kicking. On the second day of Christmas, the Vikings gave to me 2 yards per carry and a giant-sized butt whooping. On the third day of Christmas, my Vikings gave to me 3 points versus the Giants, 2 yards per carry, and a giant-sized butt whooping. On the fourth day of Christmas, my Vikings gave to me number 4 on the sidelines, 3 versus the Giants, 2 yards per carry, and another hurtful ass whooping. On the fifth day of Christmas, my Vikings gave to
Sing
me
it.
5 bleeping wins. Number 4 was on the sidelines. We only had 3 versus the Giants and 2 yards per carry and another butt whooping. On the 6th day of Christmas, the Purple gave to me 6 injured starters, 5 bleeping wins. Number 4 on the sidelines, 3 versus the Giants, 2 yards per carry, and yes, you all saw it or heard it, another ass whooping.
Hey Ryan, this is part of his primary job, entertainment.
Day of Christmas, my true loves gave to me the 7th pick in the draft, 6 injured starters, 5 bleeping wins. Number 4 was on the sidelines. We had 3 versus the Giants, only 2 yards per carry, and an absolute butt whooping. On the 8th day of Christmas, the Vikings gave to me 8 ugly losses, 7th pick in the draft, 6 injured starters, 5 bleeping wins. Number 4 on the sidelines, 3 versus the Giants on 2 yards per carry.
This is
and a giant size.
Okay, Cole. This next one's for you.
On the 9th day of Christmas, the Vikings gave to me 9 months without football, 8 ugly losses, 7 pick in the draft, 6 injured starters, and 5 bleeping wins. Brett Favre on the sidelines, 3 points versus the Giants.
Wins one is gold.
And a concrete jungle ass whooping. Day of Christmas, my Vikings gave to me a 10 passer rating for T-Jack, 9 months without football, 8 ugly losses, 7th pick in the draft, 6 injured starters. Where are you, Hutch? 5 bleeping wins. Number 4 on the sidelines. We had 3 versus the Giants, 2 yards per carry. Yuck. And a concrete jungle butt whooping. On the 11th day of Christmas, the Purple gave to me 11 Percy migraines, a 10 passer rating for T-Jack, 9 months and football, 8 awful losses, 7th pick in the draft, 6 injured starters. Sing it, Joe. Wins. Number 4 was on the side. We only had 3 versus the Giants on 2 yards per carry, and it was another shellacking.
Adrian.
On the 12th day of Christmas, the Purple gave to me. No. 12 men in the huddle, 11 Percy migraines, a 10 passer rating for T-Jack, 9 months without football, 8 of the losses, 7th pick in the draft, Cam Newton, 6 injured starters, 5 bleeping wins. Number 4 is on the sidelines, probably forever. We only had 3 versus the NYG on 2 yards per carry. And unfortunately, another butt plastering.
Gosh.
Thank you.
Wow. 11 Percy Harvin head
11
migraines.
Percy migraines.
Wow.
I know the one that got you. I know the
Jackson quarterback
yes.
rating. Oh my God.
This is what got Cole. Wait. Let me find it. No. That's what got Cole. That's what got us.
5
bleeping wins.
Lord.
That could easily I mean this jokingly, but you know it's the truth also. That could easily apply to your Texans.
No, it couldn't apply because at least that season the Vikings got to 5.
This is true. You can't say that about Houston the last 2 seasons.
No, exactly.
And you can't say that since the debacle of the AFC divisional round in Kansas City.
Ever since then.
A game that they should have walked all over their asses.
Yeah. There's no excuse that they had a 24-point lead and they walked away with a double-digit butt whooping. That's a loss.
To the point where they ran out of fireworks.
Yes.
They ran out of touchdown fireworks. That actually happened.
That's how sad that bumping one was. Arrowhead fireworks were gone because the Chiefs scored that many touchdowns. It's crazy.
Okay.
Oh,
I will live out your compliment of me trying to stay on task, but I think there's someone waiting for us. Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, there is. And now batting, the man who is still happy that the Yankees actually have excellence to them. Number 420, Wise El Jefe. Number 420.
What up,
Good
Wise?
morning, brothers.
Good morning. Good morning.
Brother.
Love the hat, dude.
How's it? Thank you. How's everyone this morning?
We're good.
So far, man. So good.
You know what you should put at the end of that intro? John Sterling. You should put John Sterling.
But I like Cole's. I like the way Cole does it because it's always unique. He does it different every time. So that's why all I wanted was really the visual.
Yeah.
And Cole continue with.
You still got to put a piece of John Sterling in there, and catch him while he's doing the Sterling shake after a Yankees win. That should be part of the collage. That should be part of it.
Win. No! Yankees win. Oh, good Lord.
Hey, I actually used that when I covered Roosevelt University for 3 years. I used that for baseball. Tornadoes, frozen linebackers, colossal running backs, and UFOs. It was anything but a normal football game for Colin Kaepernick, and he couldn't be excited. I know I'm flipping the script a little bit, but we're going to stay
hard. But okay.
It's a side of him you haven't seen in quite some time. For someone as polarizing as Kaepernick, that's an understatement. It's hard to imagine him picking up a controller, putting on the headset, and escaping reality in video games. As fun as it may be to play himself in a video game, it's no secret Kaepernick misses playing the real thing. Quote, I did it wrong. Open it.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering when he was going to do that. Quote.
Yeah. I still train for it every day. I still prepare for it every day. More than anything is trying to get someone to open the door and evaluate me based on the merits of what I can do on the field, as opposed to it being a political issue.
Close quote. Too late.
Push the take and give me this camera. All I need is 2 minutes.
Lord, I should have known. I am so sorry, everybody.
No, you're not.
This is why I put this in this block before hour number 2. Go ahead, sir.
Colin Kaepernick, you suck. You've sucked as a basketball player since week 1 of the 2013 season, and no one knows what the hell you're doing, how the hell you're doing it, and why the hell you're doing it. No one should give you a chance to ever play, because since that game and since the NFC Championship against the Seattle Seahawks, you've sucked. Okay? It took a friend to open my eyes to see just how crappy Colin Kaepernick was playing. Period. Now, I said it's my friend Josh Lopez. Love the brother. He introduced me to the name. I've used it ever since. Yeah, he took my 49ers to the Super Bowl. Yeah, he has a rushing record of a 15-yard touchdown, longest touchdown run in Super Bowl history. Yeah, he threw for 302 yards, but he didn't make the connection he needed to make with Michael Crabtree in the end zone to have us walk off. Since then, Kaepernick has blown chunks. He lost his job to Blaine Gabbert, for God's sakes. Does that tell you anything? If I had to email, I'd make it longer, but I'll stop here. That's Snowman's take. What's yours?
just into the Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson News Desk. Jeff Van Gundy has been let go by ESPN. In other news, we don't give a crap.
By a show of hands, who saw that coming? With Jeff Van Gundy?
Of course. Yeah, I saw that
He
coming.
kept telling the truth, and ESPN got tired of it.
Yeah,
It took. You know what? They wanted to let him go since he called out LeBron. Give me this button. Since he called out, where is it? Where is it? Give me this button. Since he called out LeBron, yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you. Let's go back to 2013 when the New York Knicks played the Miami Heat. And Wise, you should know the play I'm talking about. When LeBron James got properly hit in the back on the screen by Tyson Chandler, and basically Jeff Van Gundy called LeBron James out and the rest of the NBA for being a pussy. He said, what is this league coming to? He was on the chopping block then.
Yeah. I don't say this was a long time coming.
They got tired of him telling the truth. That's what it comes down to. They got tired of him telling the truth.
Your thoughts on Jeff Van Gundy, Wise?
I don't know because I don't watch the NBA on ESPN, so he was doing an alright job. He wasn't really blowing me away with what he was doing. So, listen, if they could go a better, cheaper route.
I don't watch the NBA on ESPN. Can we get the praise dance for that? I don't watch the NBA on ESPN. Can we get the praise dance for that, please?
Says Stevie Wonder wearing Ray Charles shades while walking in the shadow realm could see this coming.
7 years. 9 years, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say
9 years.
Almost a decade now.
Almost. They kept him around a decade because they quote unquote love what he was doing. And yeah, he kept calling out the NBA at every chance he got. Rightfully so, but he kept calling them out. And that four-letter network didn't like that, as we have come to notice.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
They don't. And kudos to Wise for not watching the NBA on ESPN. Can we get the presidents again, please?
You know what it is I don't watch a lot of stuff. I don't like.
Yeah, you're not a big TV watcher though, are you?
No, I've cut back on watching TV, man. Like I'll watch certain series and I'll sit down and I'll binge watch and but for me to really go see anything like live on, like I enjoy more sitting, and if somebody's show come on, I prefer to watch your show or In or Out or I rather watch people that are creating something entertaining, really entertaining to me, and something that I enjoy.
Agreed.
So,
and you with the Stuck in My Mind podcast is must see viewing and must see listening. It's must see. Let's take an early break for a couple of minutes. I'm going to step away. These gentlemen will bring you back from break, and NFL players are gambling yet again. Stupid.
What a shock.
Back in a flash.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family. So the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
I don't want to grow up. I'm basically a man-child. 2005 Burning Man. I put a single Mitsubishi 170-watt panel on the roof of my F-250, and I killed the batteries within like 15 minutes of the first time turning them on. So that's when I first got into solar. I was blown away by the customer service at Battleborn.
We want them to be happy with our product because in the long run, they're the ones who are out there using it.
When you used to buy something American, like a car, something you knew was built really well, that's what I think of with Battleborn.
Hey, y'all, Snowman here. Catch me, Cole Johnson, Wise El Jefe, and the usual cast of characters as we bring it to you every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern. It's 10 a.m. Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, and it's right here on CSTV and CSTVnow.com. Join us, won't you?
The following is a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. I am joined by, welcome back to Mentality. Whether it's the ultimate, as you say, it almost feels that way right now. I am joined by my Mentality partner, Wise El Jefe. And before we actually get a chance to talk to Wise about an interesting subject matter that we have actually touched on Mentality, probably might touch on it again soon. Let's say hello to the Finance Feedback Zone real quick. Victor, VLock83, or Vicola, says, here we go. It's Bring on the Base Friday. Unfortunately, today there will not be a Chris Base sighting. We will not enter the Boom Shakalaka. He sends his regards to everybody, and he says he'll return next Friday. Ryan McCarthy, no credentials acquired. He says, good day, Snow Crew. Wait. A league prioritizing profit over players? Why? This is a shocking development. Yeah, it is. And thank you for the greeting, Victor. Appreciate that, sir. Ryan, I said that earlier. Victor also says, yeah, Colin Kaepernick could have played in the NAL, Mr. McCoffey. But would you want him? He also says, I always say this about Kaepernick. First he got hurt, then he got bad. And when we were listening to Paul Allen singing the 12 Days of Christmas, attempted to sing the 12 Days of Christmas, Ryan says, what's Paul Allen's primary job? Yeah, stick to that. My poor ears. Ryan says, look, all I need is 2 minutes. 23 minutes later. Well, thankfully, it was not that today. Happy about that. And Ryan talking about Colin Kaepernick going to the Super Bowl. He says, look, here's a funnier fact. Blaine Gabbert actually has a Super Bowl ring because Blaine Gabbert replaced Colin Kaepernick. Ryan also says, this praise break is brought to you by Holy Ghost Fitness. No need for weights or cardio equipment. Lose weight the holy way with Holy Ghost Fitness. Victor says the NBA or the ESPN is pure weapons grade running. Aim, pull, trash. Hawk TV, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Hawk TV.
Go ahead, Wise.
It's just, you know what? I catch myself not really watching TV like that because, like I said, I rather there's other stuff I rather enjoy watching. I rather see other content creators doing something, but it's just not entertaining. Like seeing these broadcasters who make millions of dollars, and listen, they deserve it. They've been in the field for a long time, but it's just not the same. I'll wait till the end of the season and watch the playoffs and then then instead of watching the regular season. So to me, Jeff Van Gundy was an okay broadcaster. He wasn't the best. He was okay. He was adequate.
Yeah.
They just probably felt the money he was making wasn't worth it anymore.
Yeah, he wasn't the greatest color guy I've ever known. But his only trait that was appealing to me was, okay, he's willing to say things that, one, you ordinarily don't hear color guys say. Two, he's willing to actually call out the league on the carpet on many things that you don't really hear broadcasters do, and that is appealing to him. And his knowledge of basketball, yeah, it's deep.
That's the coach.
But I know many, and you have known many who has a deeper knowledge of basketball than he does.
No. Listen, it's the coach in him. Like that stuff that when he talks about all that's the coach in him, because those are things he would talk about as a coach. Like these are things. So it's not like, you don't need someone that you're paying all this money to go around and questioning what you do. That's not what an employer is going to allow. So maybe they've decided to finally cut ties with him because of his comments, or again, it might just be budget cuts. They just feel they're paying him. They can pay somebody way more cheaper than him and still get the job done.
Well, to that point, ESPN, they have this week put a lot of people on the chopping block. So I don't know if it is motivated from that per se. It may be, but may not be. Don't know. But that is a good point you bring up. Speaking of chopping blocks, let's talk about people who actually put themselves on it personally and handed the NFL the axe to chop off the neck. Yesterday, the NFL suspended 3 players for at least a full season, and another player 6 games in the latest batch of punishments for violations of the league's gambling policy. The cornerback of the Colts, Isaiah Rodgers, and defensive end Rashad Berry, along with free agent defensive tackle Demetrius Taylor, all are indefinitely suspended and must sit out at least the whole 2023 season before seeking reinstatement, a la Calvin Ridley. All 3 were found to have placed wagers on the NFL games last year, and the league said in a statement as well, Titans offensive tackle Nicholas Pettit-Frere was also suspended 6 games for placing bets on the team's facility.
Yeah, that he didn't get suspended. He didn't get suspended for betting on football. He got suspended because he was on company property and he placed bets. Yeah. This is why he's getting suspended. He didn't bet. He didn't bet on football. It has nothing to do. It was just the fact that he was at the team facilities and he placed a bet.
Yeah.
Dumbass. Sorry. My apologies. I know we're sorry, CSTV. But
you're fine. You can say that. That you could say.
It just blows my mind. Like, didn't the Colts already have some suspensions on the team?
I think so, but I can't remember exactly why.
So was this all during that same investigation? Because if these fools still place bets after these other idiots got suspended, which I did nominate for morons of the year. I named them the betting 6, whatever it is, whatever it was. But first of all, Calvin Ridley, just the fact that they suspended Calvin Ridley, all y'all idiots out there that aren't
that's where it is
named players, y'all need to stop. Like, y'all really jeopardizing your careers for what? For a few $100s?
That's where it is for me. I'm like, you saw a player get suspended for a full year for gambling.
Full year. Some of y'all can't afford to miss a full year. Some of y'all gonna be homeless if y'all not working in the full year. Like, y'all need to, like, some of y'all are probably making them barely the NFL minimum. Because some of y'all I've never heard of. Some of y'all have. But dudes, like for a few $100, like seriously, I need to get a side job or something. Like, I don't get it. Like, why? Why? And then you bet on football.
Mm-hmm.
You've already seen what's happened to players who bet on football. I don't care if you think you're gonna get away with it. Don't put your grandmother put no best for you. Don't put your brother to put no best. Don't let nobody put bet nothing. You don't want to be in the first. You hear
Nobody.
Don't
Thank you,
the
Wise.
bag.
you hear them talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna bet on this over and under this. Turn around and walk the other way.
Don't risk the bag. No.
Don't Cole, thank you for saying that. Don't risk the bag. That should be the title of this segment on the podcast. That's what I'm gonna title it when I edit it. Don't risk the bag. And yet there are so many players, including want to get this right, Isaiah Rodgers from my wife's Indianapolis Colts,
who you know pretty well.
Yes. We talked about this before she left this morning to go to work. We talked about this, and she said she echoed the same thoughts that you guys did. Big dummy.
Yeah.
Big dummy.
Now we can say that Mr. Rodgers, along with Mr. Berry, they are now former Colts because they announced later yesterday that they were both waived.
Thank you.
General Manager Chris Ballard of the Colts had this to say about the moves and the ruling. Quote, "We have made the following roster moves as a consequence of the determination that these players violated the league's gambling policy.
Yes.
The integrity of the game is of the utmost importance. As an organization, we will continue to educate our players, coaches, and staff on the policies in place and the significant consequences that may occur with violations." Close quote.
Let me say this. And let me say this. League's gambling policy should be very simple. Don't do it. It should be it should be that simple. But again, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
We're also talking about the Colts here. Like this is where Jim Irsay hires his drinking buddy to be the head coach.
Head coach. Yes. Dear God.
And dragged his feet after a poorest portion of the season to keep him.
If y'all could have seen the look on my wife's face when A, the hire was made, and B, the uproar was to keep him.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. If y'all could have seen the uproar, the look on my wife's face.
Dragged his feet. Like, should I keep it?
Mm-hmm.
Should I keep? No, get a legit head coach.
No.
Okay.
No, get him out of here. Get an actual head coach.
I mean,
get a coach with actual experience.
I mean, the policy should be this simple. You don't bet on the sport, and you don't gamble on team property. And I'm willing to bet all 32 teams.
I'm sure they will advise. Yes, I'm sure they would go to that rule.
In one ear and out the other.
That's why.
You just said it goes in one ear and out the other.
If you get caught, like again, I think if you get caught in a situation like that, right, your best friend in the whole wide world should be able to come up to you and punch you in the face.
Bizarro Wise is here.
He should. Your best friend in the whole entire world should be able to come and punch you in the face for being a moron.
Say it, Wise. I got the button ready.
No, I'm not gonna curse. I've learned. I've controlled myself.
Then I'll do it for you. The players that are suspended for the gambling policies should be nominated for f***ing morons of the year. And yes, Ryan, I will cut what Wise said about a real consequence.
And what does Wise mean by he is? Go ahead, Wise.
No, it's and I get this from Poppy because I understand why Poppy want to punch a lot of people in the face now. I get it. I really do. I understand because I'm realizing now why he says this because people were morons. He's like, people just deserve to get punched in the face.
He's right.
I think that will be a great resolution to a lot of situations.
A lot of
This is the-
moronic
this is-
situations.
This is coming from the same person that I have it on tape. I should say on video, where he actually said that a politician has a beautiful punchable face.
I saw
he does.
that.
He does.
I saw
He
that
does.
and fell
He
out
does.
of my
But did I lie? He does have a
No,
punchable
you did,
face.
and that's the part. That's the part that gets me. You didn't lie.
I can't.
Let me
I'd be
use
hypocrite if
Cole's
I played
words.
liar on that.
Let me use Cole's words. No lie to be found.
No.
Look, I sit and watch his interviews, and I just be like, he
says
I
he be
doze
hearing-
off into imagining just punching him in the face. Like it's these moments that you just sit there and you're like, man.
We've gone from gambling to imagining punching people in the face that deserve it, and I put that caveat at the end of it, a la Wise.
And he also said, whenever I hear this politician speak, I just hear this as a soundtrack in the background.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh, stop lying. Always lying to me. You lying so much. You making it hard for me.
Yeah, that's the soundtrack that plays in my head when this
Do
man
that
is
again.
speaking.
Do that again.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh, stop lying. Always lying to me. You lying so much. You making it hard for me.
Incredible.
But do you know why that is so appealing to us in general, and to Poppy? I'll group Poppy J in this too.
You may as well group Victor in it also,
We can
because
group Victor, and we can group others in here too.
yep, me especially.
We grew up underneath men in particular who modeled that behavior of, if you're doing something that's out of pocket and stupid, and
You
words
punch in the
just ain't
face.
cutting it.
You
The
punch in the
knuckle
face.
sandwich is going to have to.
Yeah,
the knuckle sandwich is going to have to do something because this has to dislodge it.
I mean,
we grew up understanding
we
this.
grew up under. Okay. First of all, we grew up under men.
Yeah.
We were raised by men, pure, unadulterated, raw men. Where if you were and let me use Cole's words because these were echoed to me by two very important men, Pops and Tiny, my grandpa. A simple phrase: wherever you show out, that's where you get worked out.
Oh,
it's pretty simple. Wherever you show out, that's where you get worked out. And believe me, been there.
5 older brothers. I have 5 older brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So it was either come home and face them,
or you face the streets.
or
I'm facing you. And unfortunately, you gonna have to get it because I'm not facing them.
So I ain't gonna take this boat whipping.
I'm not taking an L for you at home. They'd rather me lose on the street.
Wait,
because then they know I
it was just
crap.
me.
If I come home and they see that I ran, it's worse.
It is worse.
I'm not gonna take 6 butt whoopings because of you.
Listen,
because that's what it'll be. Each of them take the turn whooping the butt, and then all 5 of them.
And then my sister was the worst out of all of them.
Mine too.
I was gonna say, and then they didn't even talk about the women in your family.
No, my sister was the worst one. She used to whip my ass. So it listen, I'd rather fight you and handle you than go home and have to deal with them.
Listen, my dad taught me something. Going to a public high school on the south side of Chicago, my dad taught me a very important lesson. If it gets heated, walk away. Because if you feed your way into that heat, you're going to catch some heat from me. Because I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you suspended. I don't want to see you suffer any kind of consequences that those fools, and he used that exact word, would suffer. I don't want to see you suffer any kind of consequences that those fools would suffer. But, and this is the most important caveat he ever gave me, but They put their hands on you first. You better respond.
Yeah, that's how my father was.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And one day,
look, if someone starts it, you better finish it.
Yeah.
And one day, someone started it, and I snapped, and I finished it. I surprised my teachers. I surprised the assistant principal, and I definitely surprised the principal when they came flying down the hall and they saw me at the time 6'1" and 185 holding up a bully 6'7", 285 by the throat.
Mm-hmm.
And I got yanked into the principal's office, and the principal looked at me and asked me a one-word question. Why? And I stood up and I said, simply put, sir, I got tired. I got tired of him bullying me. I got tired of others bullying me. And I will lay this warning. If they start it, I shall finish it.
Yeah.
And later that day, another bully came up to me saying, you hit my friend. You're next. Well, he shoved me and I clotheslined his ass.
Yeah. My father said the same thing to me. It's like, look, don't go look for trouble.
Mm-mm.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Because if you
not worth it.
It's not worth it, because if you do, you deserve the bulk.
You deserve everything you get.
If you look for the trouble,
you deserve the bulk.
You deserve everything. You deserve everything that you get.
But
period.
Mm-hmm.
But I am not running away. The point is, I am not running away from no smoke.
Right.
No,
it's like I'm saying, and I'm not trying to be that like I'm some big tough. No, to me, it's.
I'm not a big tough guy either, but that's exactly what was taught
I'm
to
like,
me.
okay, like you cross that line and you put your hands on me, or you put your hands on anyone I love.
Right.
It's
you
a
put
wrap.
your hands on me, and it's on like a pot of, you put your hands on me, and it's on like a pot of neck bones.
Yeah, you gotta catch all these hands. Yeah.
And here's
do it from a defending standpoint. Don't do it from being aggressor.
Do it from a defensive standpoint, not an offensive standpoint. Because if you go look for trouble, you deserve every ass whooping that you get.
But in reference to that
Don't
other
run from the
stuff,
smoke. I agree.
If you do stupid stuff like that, your best friend should be able to come and punch you in your face.
Punch you in the face.
Because you just gave up the bag, man. You just gave your best friend should be able to come up to you and be like, dude, you know what you did wrong. Prepare yourself.
Just take this L.
Prepare yourself.
Just prepare yourself and prepare your face.
Take the punch in the face. Be like, yo, dude, I deserve that. You're absolutely right.
It should be. It should be like this.
When I was working at
your best friend should be like this. If you pull some crap these guys at NFL did, they're like, all right, man, right or left cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Me, right or left cheek. What the pow? And you hit him with the right cheek. And he's like, what the? And then you hit him with the left. Pow! Look, I gave you the option. You needed to have both.
I guess you didn't take both. You decided with both. So you got the 2-piece.
You got the 2-piece.
You got the 2-piece.
I was working in Minnesota at inside park called Camp Snoopy. It was called Camp Snoopy at the time. And listen, it's pretty simple with me. Go in, handle my business for 8 hours, get the hell out. Because I didn't know half of these people, nor did I want to know half of these people.
Want to know them, right? Mm-hmm.
Well, there were a couple of people that kept picking at me. Now they see me pick at folks, but I do it in fun. I do it in laughter. Okay,
yeah,
that's much different than the way they were picking at me. Okay, they're like we're sick and tired of seeing you laughing and seeing you. Shh, give me this button. And no, I'm not even going to do that. I'm like, shut the blank up and leave me alone. I finally responded verbally, and they kept putting their hands on me, but I kept thinking, okay, someone could see me at any moment, and I already got enough stuff going on. Well, one day they quote unquote cornered me in the break room, and I finally had enough. This one guy tried to put me in a headlock. Yeah, what you gonna do now? I reached up and I dropped him with a stone cold stunner.
Nice.
And I looked down and I dare you to move. I dare you to move.
That's great.
And he's sitting there with a worried look on his face, and he's going, "But I was shut up. You put your hands on me. You tried to put me in a headlock. I responded.
Yeah.
Now see what happens if you try it again."
Yeah. Well, we will leave this conversation there because I love it. I love it. I love that I'm amongst guys who understand that you got to defend yourself and don't.
Very much so.
I love it.
And
So
like I said, he put me in a headlock and thought he had me. He forgot I had long arms. He forgot I watched a lot of WWF Attitude Era. I reached up and I dropped him.
That's great.
He never picked on me again.
All right, we will reset and we'll come back, start hour number 2, and we'll celebrate a special day that will be commemorated tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Well, we'll touch on that when we get back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you talk, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground, and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular. Ryan McCoffey now joins us this morning.
That's what you need to do to beat Josh Allen. You need to make him uncomfortable.
Hour 2, time for some Spivey notes. And here's Jay.
Well, I know he's only in his 3rd year, but they're just wasting Justin Herbert.
Hour 2,
the hardest working content creator I know, the playmaker.
Hey, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
Hour 2,
the one, the only Christopher Dietz.
They rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing.
Hour 2,
Sam Shady.
Oh, man. It's been a roller coaster ride if you were a Philadelphia Stars fan.
Hour 2, that's Big Ben, the man in charge of the BS3 network.
And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out.
Hour 2, Chris Bay's joining us.
Oh my God! Oh, this game! Oh, way to go, Sammy!
Hour 2 was
Oh man, I thought I missed it.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular, and it starts right now.
space. Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson on a Friday morning, joined by our brother, my mentality brother, Wise El Jefe. And as you see, Snowman is knee deep and busy. This is what the end of June, and tomorrow's July 1st. Now,
you know something?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I echo your words, and I know I'm going to get the same response that I gave you. Not a word pursed from my lips. As Cole began to say, tomorrow's July 1st, and it's a very special day, is it not, sir?
Yes, it is. It is. We're thinking about Wimbledon getting underway, and the hot dog championships are fast approaching. That'd be Tuesday on Coney Island, and of course we're knee deep in baseball, and we're thinking about the All-Star game in about a couple weeks. But today is special because tomorrow we will celebrate Bobby Bonilla Day. Yes. Yes, for the 13th consecutive season, with 12 more to go, the Mets will be cutting a check to Bobby Bonilla of $1,193,248.20.
Now,
Yes,
there are people that will be asking, how did this happen, Mr. Johnson?
well, this happened because he had a wonderful agent that took advantage of a team that wanted to have a player of Bonilla's talent and also took advantage of the desperation to have him. So, so they struck a deal where he was going to be paid a whole ton of money, but the Mets couldn't pay him right then and there. So then they struck a deal. Yeah, so then they struck a deal saying, okay, well, why don't you pay this guy over $1 million every year? I don't know, until we'll come up with a arbitrary year, 2035. And the Mets, because they were so greedy, they jumped at the chance.
Once again, oops. Oops. And when was this deal made?
Let's see. I think this deal was made sometime like in the late 90s, I think, like 97, 98, around then. And and like I
For
said,
the third
the Mets were
time.
desperate.
For the third time. Oops.
Now, mind you, Bonilla hasn't set foot on an MLB field as a player in 23 years. 2001 is when he retired. Now, he turned down a $5.9 million deal, and he turned into $30 million. Thanks to that deal that his former agent Dennis Gilbert struck with the Mets. That's called a deferred
$5 million
contract.
deal, and he multiplied that by 6.
Yes.
And his agent was so smart.
Yes.
And Bonilla was smart enough to think, I don't have to play, and I still get paid.
Listen, this man doesn't have to work a day in his life.
Nope.
Ever again.
A day in his life. And for the past 22 years has been receiving a check on this day, which us Yankee fans laugh at. We enjoy this day. A lot of us go, and that's the first thing we sent out in the message world is Happy Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yep.
And you should laugh at it because it's hilarious to me.
Now, but the crazy thing is, they just the contract that Edwin Diaz just signed has something similar to it, where they're going to defer a lot of the money.
Yeah.
So it's beneficial to these players to do this if they were smart, because this money goes into an account,
Mm-hmm.
and it just grows.
Let me get a deal like that. Let us get a
Yeah.
deal like that.
Because it was originally a flat 1 million, but
Mhm.
because of interest, it has grown.
It's grown.
Mhm.
And you
Now-
don't. It's like why I said you put that into account and you don't touch it. You take out what you need for your expenses and your family's expenses, and you leave the rest alone. You don't go spending it all in one place.
Mm-mm. Now, if you're wondering if this is the largest, no.
No.
In fact, there was a contract. Well, you mentioned Evan Diaz, Wise, veteran agent Joe Longo, 2020, decided to pay the ultimate respect to one Mr. Gilbert when he was negotiating with Christian Yelich's club record 9-year, $215 million contract. So
Mhm.
when the Brewers owner, Mark Atanasio, and Longo reached a resolution that would defer $30 million of that, paying him $2.5 million from 2031 to 2042. Longo asked for the deferred payments to be annually on January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And the owner wanted it done as a part of the end of the season.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably, to me, even though I'm sure there's going to be bigger contracts and probably somebody will do this again, just because of the audacity of the player and the agent. This is the best contract in sports I have ever seen.
It's the best thing you can do.
Yep.
Because it's deferred money. This is money that
This is not money you get up front.
Yeah, it's coming in every year. It's coming in every year. It's like you hit the lotto every year.
Mm-hmm.
And with each year, it grows in interest.
Yep. Oh, all I gotta say is we're gonna do the same thing with what we're putting together very soon.
Yeah.
Very, very, very soon. People
I
aren't
love
people aren't gonna like it. I mean, like Victor just said, I'm pretty sure Mr. Dietz isn't laughing. One of our favorite Mets fans.
Well,
He
he's not
ain't laughing.
Yeah, that's $1 million off the books for the Mets.
Mhm.
It has been every year since
And
2002.
and 2 is when it start. Oh, you
Yeah.
want to talk about thinking? You want to talk about thinking ahead?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He thought far ahead. Yeah.
Very far.
And he still got a few more years to go. So
he's 60 now. So yeah.
He's set.
Yeah, he's
for
set.
life, man.
Yeah, he's set because this doesn't end until he's 72. So yeah.
He'll be 72 years old when that final check hits. And if he's doing it right, and I suspect he is, he'll have so much put away.
Listen, Bobby Bonilla has retired. You have not heard from him. You haven't heard him get in trouble.
Right.
The man is living. He's enjoying that money. Because I know I would. I would be enjoying my life. I'd be on the beach every day drinking some fruity drink. Me and the wife would be chilling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, y'all know
And,
Jody. Listen, Jody and I would be doing like live vlogs every day.
I would do a podcast on how I would do a podcast. I would do a podcast every July 1st, thanking the Mets. Thank you. Appreciate you for this. This is
you know what I say, Wise. You know what I say unto you. Get prepared to do it for your reels for Stuck in My Mind podcast. All I gotta say is get ready. And that's all I'm gonna say is get ready. Everybody, all of us need to get ready.
Our hockey enthusiast, Ryan McCarthy says, yes, July 1st also is Rick DiPietro Day because the Islanders will cut him a check on that same day for $1.5 million and has done so every year for a while and will do so until 2028. So he has another 6 more checks because he hasn't gotten his for this year yet. So he has
Nope.
6 more checks
All
coming
I
to
got
him.
is
He got a check coming tomorrow.
Yes,
Pietro be
check
waiting
coming
for that
tomorrow.
check
Yeah.
tomorrow. His wife be like, "Baby,
Yes,
did it
he
hit
will be.
yet?"
yep. And all I got to say is again, all I got to say is to the Islanders and to the Mets. Oops.
I mean, when you're desperate to want to be a contender, and you will
Listen,
do
when you
all sorts of things to become one,
Mm-hmm.
listen,
and you will do budgetary things that will make no sense then and later.
None.
This is what will
None.
result.
listen,
I'm sorry. Go ahead,
when your
Wallace.
owner is giving Bernie Madoff money,
Mm-hmm.
your future is not bright. Your future is not
Nope.
bright.
And mind you, folks, the Mets are coming off of a 100 win season last year, and they still look like complete ass in the playoffs.
Because
They
because
look like they look.
this
Get
is
to
what
the division
happens. This is
round.
what happens, right? You
Mm-hmm.
go and you sign 90-year-old Justin Verlander, right? You let Chris Bassett go. You let Chris Bassett go, who's pitching light. He's one of the best pitchers in the AL
Throwing
right
lights
now.
out. He's throwing lights out. Yep.
You let Marcus Stroman go. He's pitching.
Why we don't
He's pitching great in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you go with Verlander, who's ancient in baseball. He's in like
He is.
in dog years. He's like he deserves to be put down and shot already. Like
See, the problem is they thought, okay, we saw how good he was last year on the mound. They figured, okay,
Mhm.
so he drank for the fountain of youth. We can squeeze a couple of years out of him, and I think he's not done yet. Well, now
He
you
is
know.
now. He is now. How
and
old?
the difference was
How old is
Houston,
Verlander now?
but in
40?
Houston, in
He's
Houston,
like
he didn't
40
have
now,
to be the man. Even though he was doing his thing, he
Exactly.
wasn't the man in Houston.
But he would have to be the man with the Mets. Exactly. Yeah.
Say him and Scherzer would have to be the like after, even though they dodged the bullet not signing Jacob DeGrom, but
Ooh, did they dodge that?
Oh boy, did they ever!
Time bullet. Ooh,
Boy,
man.
did they ever!
They dodged a big time bullet with that one.
Mm-hmm. Poor,
but I am
poor Mets. Poor Mets.
But I am glad that
what poor Mets for? They thought they could buy a championship.
I mean that very
that's what Steve Cohen-
sarcastically.
That's what Steve Cohen thought. It was like,
He
okay,
thought he could throw money to everybody and their mother
Yeah.
and
It's like-
win.
He did.
I
He
mean
did
that
the
very
MLB version of making it
sarcastically.
rain. He's like, I'm gonna make it rain in the MLB.
Oh yeah,
club.
he thought he was little. I'll make him rain. Yeah, like nothing.
I'm gonna trick all this dough off. And now
And it's killing him.
he is paying the price because now that
And
fool went.
he's gonna pay the price for a long time.
That fool went from I want to buy a championship to I want to sell as many pieces as I can in
Mhm.
about 6 months' time.
Yep.
It wasn't a full year. 6 months. 6 months. He's like, okay, the trade deadline is going to be it's coming up like about 4 weeks or so.
Who we selling? Who we got
all
to
right.
sell? Like who we got to sell here?
Yeah.
So what?
I will take the highest bidder. I'm like, wow, dude.
Mhm. So
Wow.
so what's it with teams in New York, Yankees excluded, Brooklyn Mets included, going from a supposed championship contender to also Rans in a few months, in less than a
Well,
year?
you could include the Yankees in that because they also Rams right now. They not like without Aaron Judge. There's no.
Yeah.
Let's
Yankees
be.
suck without Aaron Judge.
I'm a Yankee fan, but
Yeah.
I'm not a fanatic. I'm not an idiot.
Preach.
I
agree.
can see that my team needs Aaron Judge to win.
Yeah.
Obviously, we do. So
Mhm.
they're not the team that we thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
I accept that. I'm ready for next year already. The way this season is going.
Wow.
I'm ready for football season. I'm already thinking about
You
the
ready-
Giants.
Oh, you think about the Giants?
Yeah, I'm already thinking.
He's
I'm on the
already
Giants
thinking
already.
about Big Blue. Wow.
Wow. All right. Well, we will talk further about another New York team.
Oh no.
But we'll do it on the hardwood and for a different reason. One that I think will make my mentality partner throw up in his mouth. This is Snowman in the morning with
no.
Cole Johnson. We'll be right back.
It's not
One
gonna
of the
happen.
great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family. So the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
I don't want to grow up. I'm basically a man-child. 2005 Burning Man. I put a single Mitsubishi 170-watt panel on the roof of my F-250, and I killed the batteries within like 15 minutes of the first time turning them on. So that's when I first got into solar. I was blown away by the customer service at Battleborn.
We want them to be happy with our product because in the long run, they're the ones who are out there using it.
When you used to buy something American, like a car, something you knew was built really well, that's what I think of with Battleborn.
Hey, y'all, Snowman here. Catch me, Cole Johnson, Wise El Jefe, and the usual cast of characters as we bring it to you every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern.
10 a.m.
It's called Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, and it's right here on CSTV and CSTVnow.com. Join us, won't you?
Cause we take this job so serious.
The is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
Think that was done because Wise saw for the first.
Yes.
And it elicited that response.
Yes, it did.
Oh,
I got a question though. When y'all gonna update that last one, man? Like Cole keeps having to come.
I got the update. I just haven't had a chance to cut it yet.
Cole has to keep cutting out.
I'm gonna reload all the commercial packs. I got them done and updated, but as my wife says best, I've slept since then. I just have to get them uploaded and updated. Hey, folks, Phillies and Nationals tonight. I'll come on the air at 5:45 inside the broadcast center. First pitch at 6:05. We'll do a short Q&A and get y'all ready. And to the folks in the chat, do me a favor. I want to test a new element. So test and text the new line at 502-467-9619. If y'all have a chance, drop a text to that line right now. Want to see if it is working properly because I have mic debate scheduled for 3 this afternoon via a call-in. We're going to use that same line. So drop a couple of text messages. Let me see if that works. I'll test the phone line a little later. What we got next?
All right. Well, it looks like things in Philly may work out for both because the 76ers are willing to work a trade for James Harden because he opted out of his final year of his deal. Now, the person requested anonymity of leaking this deal because they weren't authorized to speak on it. But the 2018 MVP was expected to become a free agent with the possibility of re-signing with the 76ers or returning to Houston.
God.
He's not.
Oh, God.
But
you smile a little bit too much, man. You smile a little too much over there.
But the scuttlebutt is...
It's not nothing. It's rumors. It's not the truth. Okay?
That's what I said. Scuttlebutt.
Stop spreading this gossip. Okay?
But unfortunately, it's also been reported too, and reported by multiple sources such as The Athletic and ESPN. They've reported that 2 teams have emerged as destinations for Harden: the Clippers and the Knicks.
He's gonna get traded to the Clippers That's just my feeling, and that's just what I'm praying for. Like, we don't want him in New York. Like, what is this? There's nothing. He's not bringing any value to the Knicks. Like, Thibodeau will bench him like the first week there when he doesn't play no D. So why are we gonna spend anything?
Well, he ain't lying.
Why
He ain't
would
lying.
we
Look, Harden
spend
doesn't lie to
anything
be
to bring
found.
him?
No lie to be
That's
found.
not happening. Like, Thibodeau is gonna bench as soon as he come on and don't play no D.
The
Or come
Matador-
in,
the
and come
Matador-
in after being in the strip club. It's not happening. So
He said after being in the strip club.
Again,
he
ain't lying.
He can go
No,
back to
he's
he can
not.
go home to LA. Or if the original plan of going back to Houston because that's where he want to make it rain
again.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not happening here in New York. This, first of all, if we trade any of our first round picks for this guy, we deserve to be. Everybody in that front office needs to be fired. Did y'all not see what happened in Brooklyn with him? He's not.
Y'all see what happened in Houston.
He's not meant for the city.
Oh,
he needs to go back home. He deserves to be on the West Coast somewhere.
Oh,
I was
Lord.
smiling. He said I was smiling too hard. That's
Oh,
why I was
Lord.
smiling, because I was seeing a team that didn't belong on that list being a front runner. I'm thinking,
Yeah, no. Whoever,
Harden-
I think the Knicks put that out there just to throw people off to think that they want, but that's not happening. Like, I don't even know what he's gonna play.
Yeah, I was like,
what
how
is he
would
gonna
Harden
play? He's not
fit
playing
with the
point
Knicks the
guard.
way they're built now? I'm like,
He don't fit what we're trying to do.
they have a better. Well, to me, they have
To
a
answer
better
that,
person
cool,
who plays the
Atlanta.
role in Jalen Brunson. I mean, he does Harden better than Harden right now, and I'm like, no, there's no need for him to be there.
No, we don't need him. I'd rather go for Kyle Kuzma or
Mhm.
Brandon. Or should go for Brandon Ingram. If we're gonna trade for somebody, I would trade for Brandon Ingram.
That would be a really good pick. That would be a good trade pickup.
I agree with
for the
that.
Knicks.
Oh, Lord.
Someone who can score from anywhere.
I love you,
That is
I love
definitely
you,
what the
Victor.
Knicks
For,
need.
I love you, Victor, for this.
James Nappy Beard in New York sounds like a death sentence.
Yeah, no.
Sounds like a Shadow Realm sentence. And Victor says no, and no.
No, it's supposedly cool. They were gonna make a big three in LA. That would be Harden, George, and Kawhi. They would have to figure out. They
Oh,
would
dear
probably
God.
send the expiring contracts of Morris,
See,
Bethune,
that's where Kawhi
another
would
person,
walk.
and first round pick.
Cool says Paul George or Kawhi would be coming to Philly.
No.
You know what Kawhi would say if that would be proposed to him from the Clippers brass? Nah, that's not happening.
Do it again.
He would turn that trade down like Negroes, please. That's not happening. And Cool says, which city got the better strip clubs? Houston. I know
You
that
say
for
Houston.
a fact. I know that for a fact. I mean, I'm serious. Charles Barkley has said it. James Worthy got arrested for being in one, and then after that, going to
More than
pick up a
once.
hoe, and more than once. No, I mean that's just the truth.
That's why he
It's
loved
unfortunate.
Houston. I would say
Yeah.
Houston and the ATL.
Yeah. The ATL probably will come a good close second, but
Mhm.
yeah, I mean James Harden is so beloved in the strip club community in Houston. He has in one of those bars. He has his jersey hung up in the rafters.
Yep.
I'm like, okay,
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I'm like, jeez.
So
But yeah, I saw that.
Mr. McCarthy said Montreal.
Oh, we have an
I've heard about
international
Montreal.
contestant.
I've heard about Montreal, but ain't no NBA players gonna go there though.
No, I mean it's bad. I have nothing against the city of Toronto, but after
Oh, I don't
COVID, it's hard enough to go into Toronto.
Oh, I don't have anything against Toronto.
I have nothing.
I don't have
would
anything
love
against
to
Montreal
visit
either.
I would love to visit Toronto
Mhm.
because I want a picture at the Sky Dome.
It's a beautiful city. I have to go
And
back.
it ain't
It's
the
been a while
Rogers.
since I've been there.
Listen, Buck Martinez. I love Buck Martinez, and who is the other voice? He was with ESPN for the longest time. Dan Shulman. I love those two and how they work Blue Jays games. But gentlemen, this is from a fan and a fan standpoint only. It's the Sky Dome.
Okay.
It is
Yeah,
not the
I would look at it
Rogers
as Rogers
Center. It's the Sky Dome.
I understand that. Yeah, oh, yeah, and 6 is, let's not forget, J. Howard Marshall, the late, great, wealthy J. Howard Marshall, met Anna Nicole Smith at a strip club. Yes. She was probably like 23 and he was like 87 or some ridiculous age like that. But yes.
My next two words are the following. Dear God.
Yeah,
I want to see all parts of Canada. When my wife and I get our RV, I want to see all kinds of Canada. I want to see the Sky Dome. I want to see BC Place. I want to see all kinds of British Columbia.
Well, Ryan, I've heard Vancouver's one of the prettiest cities in the world.
It is.
I definitely want to go to Vancouver.
I want to see Vancouver.
See Vancouver because a lot of the shows back in the day, like a few years back, a lot of TV shows were filmed in Vancouver because it makes a great backdrop for like New York City or another city.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Ryan says you're allowed to travel unrestricted now between U.S. and Canada.
Really? Sweet. I want to go see. I want to see parts of Canada.
Well, it don't matter to me.
I want to see British Columbia. I want to see Vancouver, British Columbia.
It doesn't matter to me. I finally got my passport, so I'm good now. I'm straight.
Good. Working on getting mine.
I hear that.
Because mines.
Hey, I'm working on getting mine because we got some traveling and some celebrating to do, and not by car either.
Right. Victor says,
"Look,
go ahead.
Robotic laugh. Kawhi or Brittany Griner?" I'll answer that question with one word: tie.
Victor says, 6 says, Vancouver's a lot like Seattle when it comes to weather. But it's like only maybe an hour or a little over an hour that separates them. So, yeah.
Yeah, because you have Vancouver, Washington, and you got Vancouver, British Columbia.
Yeah.
We are going to see the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
We are going to travel and see the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. I've heard it's nice, and I've heard it is absolutely rainy.
I've heard both of those.
The
Washington, Oregon, parts of Northern California. They get a lot of rain.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ryan. And this goes for Bobby Bonilla Day and probably Nick DPJ Day too. DPJ Day. He says, and now a selection for the Wonder Bread Choir entitled "Deferred Payments Mean Deferred Laughter."
That was the deferred extended version.
Yes. And that was
definitely the deferred. That was definitely the deferred version of that. The Wonder Bread.
As those gentlemen do every year.
And I remember when Ryan came up with the name, the Wonder Bread Tabernacle Choir.
That was beautiful. That was a stroke of genius.
Yeah, very much a stroke of genius. Okay, backup selection from the Wonder Bread Choir entitled "Jeff Van Gundy Played Y'all." And the third selection from the Wonder Bread Choir entitled "Wait Till This Crew That You're Watching Takes Over Radio Row." remix deferred version. The deferred version remix. There you go.
There you go.
The deferred version remix.
Oh my.
Yes, folks. You just heard the deferred version remix with guest soloist Kawhi Leonard for the Wonderbird Tabernacle Choir.
I guess soloist. Oh Lord. I'm glad the room will be laughing away to the final commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to we're
go
going
off
to
the
touch
board.
On,
we're going off the board.
We're going to go somewhat off the board, but
Okay.
we definitely going to commemorate somebody who definitely needs to be celebrated.
Yes,
and we're going to throw a question out there that will definitely lead us going off the board.
Oh,
You're
boy.
watching Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Back in 3.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you talk and they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground, and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
'Cause we take this job so serious. 'Cause we take this job so serious.
Man, I went home that day and talked to my wife, Vicky. And Vicky was like, "What's wrong with you? You pissed off?" "Yeah, I got this partner I'm working with back in the radio station. The Negro be lying." What in the all types of blue hell?
Yes, it's Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
We're going to miss you,
that is
Pace.
Chris Pace.
My man said Negro be lying.
I mean, well, you won't be able to join us this morning, but we expect him back next Friday. Base all the love in the world to you. We hope that you and your family are safe because these are crazy times right now. We miss you. We love you. We miss your laughter. We miss your random thoughts. And this one's for you. And all of our thoughts are with you during your absence today.
Yeah.
Okay, Cole. One last thing on the docket before we go off the board, and it is.
All right. Well, welcome back to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. We're joined by Wise Alefe. And this actually comes courtesy of TNT, and it was an honor that was bestowed upon someone that I think we all know, love, and respect.
Yes.
This was brought to us when this was brought to him when they were televising the match, the matchup with Mahomes and Kelsey versus Curry and Thompson.
The Splash Brothers.
Yes.
Guys, can I say something, Ernie?
I think you already are.
Okay. This is big. This is big. I want to be the first. I'm the only person up here knows this. I want to be the first person. It's an honor and a privilege to congratulate Ernie Johnson going into the Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Chuckster, what are you talking about?
They told me, and they said, would you do this? I said, it'd be an honor. It's an honor and a privilege to tell you, Ernie Johnson, congratulations, brother.
Yeah. Man, that is awesome. Thank you so much. And you know what? I'm taking the rest of the day off. Thank you, guys. And whoever is responsible for that, whoever votes on that, I am humbled beyond words. So thank you so much. Means the world to me. I've been at this for 34 years at the same place. Been over 40 years in broadcasting, and I'm stunned. So thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. And thank you, guys. Hey, Underdog, what a cool day, huh? Thanks, man. Well, we're going to take a break in just a second and start the match. And don't you ever do that again to me, Chuck. Trying to hold it together.
Hall of Famer.
That's it.
Again, that is courtesy of TNT. Yeah, it was said that Charles was told by the Sports Broadcasters Hall of Fame to introduce it to him that way, and of course he was all too pleased to do it. And it could not happen to
while
a
I
better
stand up and
broadcaster.
applaud.
Yeah.
Pardon me while I stand. Now, two of my favorite, quite a few, but recently, two of my favorites are now in the Hall of Fame. Ernie Johnson being one, and of course, the late great Jim Durham, who got placed in the Hall of Fame. Congrats to Ernie Johnson. Ernie Johnson introduced me to TNT coverage, being a studio host.
Yeah.
And then he's got now doing more play-by-play for baseball, which is his favorite sport. And he always anchors the TNT basketball coverage, and you can't watch TNT without seeing Ernie Johnson. You just can't.
And I was surprised how well he is as a play-by-play person for baseball. I was like, wow. He is smooth. It's not even he's passable. He's smooth. I'm like, wow.
Listen, the man is a consummate professional, and he's one of the most humblest people you'll ever meet, man.
Yes,
just the way he is. His son, who he has a great relationship with, is disabled,
right?
And just
he takes care of him without blink. He takes care of him.
That's his world. That is his world. And
not even thinking twice, he does.
To see him, the way he interacts with in that world, and just to see the kind of person he is, he deserves this. He's one of the few good guys that really do deserve that. Who's a wonderful person in and out of the industry. It's like you know what kind of person he is at home, and he's a consummate professional in the studio. So congratulations, Ernie.
Yeah, and I'm happy that he's gotten this award. Like
Me
I said,
too.
I was same with you. Same with you, man. I got introduced to him being the studio point guy way back when.
Yeah.
And now, along with having his play-by-play duties that he does when baseball gets to its playoff season, and like you said, sometimes with the tournament as well, and even with golf, as we just saw, he is the point person to me, the best studio, especially, and I'm saying I'll even set the bar low and say in sports,
Yeah.
the best studio program in sports right now inside the NBA,
Mhm.
and I look at I look at those four being, of course, Ernie Johnson leading it, Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, and Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
I look at that foursome, and I say to myself, now that is a model to shoot for. Now
It is.
now I the reason why I said this could probably lead going off the board
Mhm.
was because I was thinking, I think how they are, although we aren't, you know, Hall of Fame or ex basketball or football or hockey players that played in the pros.
Mhm.
But we have that passion where we want to put forth the information along with having entertainment and just have that combination happen. I
Mhm.
was like, man, I think if we were to say that we, all of us, different shades and realms, and I'm not just talking about Snowman in the morning either. I
Yeah.
am talking about, Cole Sports, Brian Snow Show mentality, even stuck in my mind, Revelations, no credentials required, and in and out sports debate, fifth down, Eagles Elite. I look at all of these collection of programming, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, I think we're starting to develop a cadre of people who think similarly along the lines of that inside the NBA type of crew, where
Mhm.
it's like, when the lights red and we roll, let's just have fun and let's just
Yeah.
show people what we know, and let's do it in an entertaining fashion.
And
And,
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 and to make sure we provide the correct information
Yeah.
with all that we're covering, but put it in a context, put it in the way that, like you said, Cole, we're having fun in doing this.
well, but my public service announcement that I do before every Poppy Jane Wise episode, where I do not hold BS3 responsible for any of the comments that we say.
Right.
But nah, it's I love everybody's content. I love being a guest on everybody's show. It's amazing when I can go on no credentials required and it'd be a great show. We have a great conversation.
Mhm.
Go on Drew's show, have a great conversation. Come here and do and have the chemistry that we have here, and then just being able to come together, form NFC Beast.
Yes.
You and Drew doing the Sports Senseis. It just shows you like what happens when amazing creators get together and start working together. The kind of the mentality, prime example, two brothers that just met each other within the last year, hit it off, and the chemistry is undeniable. And then cool, like just the chemistry we have with cool, with things that we've been able to do on NFC Beast.
And don't forget the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems, a recent show that Snowman Multimedia has picked up with A Pizzle and company. They do the same. They do the same thing and have a lot of fun doing it.
And
It's a fabulous show on Wednesday nights.
Yes, A Pizzle. My bad, A Pizzle. I do catch your Four
yeah.
Horsemen of Pick'ems. Yes.
I was gonna say, and let me personally send a special shout out to A Pizzle. I have looked at so many other content that we all do here, and you mother.
They're funny. They're funny. They're funny, man. Those four together.
It is such a different lane than all of us here.
Oh yeah, it is.
But it fits because the same thread remains. It's like, okay, well, we may have some knowledge we want to enjoy.
They're definitely entertaining.
We want to put forth the
Man,
entertainment.
You have to get the picks, but you also get the entertainment, man.
Yes.
That
I had the pleasure of joining them.
There is a Cowboys fan in there.
There is. Tiny Tim's a big time Cowboy fan,
and he is funny as heck. I got to give it to him.
Man.
He is funny as heck. I don't like bragging about Cowboy fans, but he is funny as heck. I enjoy. He's one of the few bright spots on the show. The show is a real great show, but he makes me laugh. He really does make me laugh.
From the Cowboys standpoint, he's one of the few bright spots on the show, like you said, Wise. But man, those guys I love them. They're so entertaining. And one episode, me and Romy, their soundboard guy, went at it for a good 20, 25 minutes with different sounds. And we had Lucas, LC Muscles, like laughing so hard. We had the whole crew laughing. Me and Romy came together, had the whole crew laughing. But Muscles was laughing so hard, he had to cut off his camera 3 separate times because he was joking.
You know what's so great though, that you can tell that our chemistry is just so amazing, is that we can all improvise. Like yesterday with the cool McCain rant and all that.
Lord.
That was
all
improvised. Absolute brilliant.
And just none of that was planned. None of me coming out and saying he's crying and all. None of this was planned, but it's just how we're able to improvise and create content gold and just do this all at the same, like all of us in sync without even really knowing where we were going with this.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And it turned out that it was hilarious. Cool.
It
was great. It was a great session, man. It was great.
The last 45 minutes belonged to Cool McCain, and Cool was going in. Well, actually, it started calm. As the question I posed, I got to make sure I cut this. I'm gonna do a lot of editing in between now and the Brian Snow show. The question I posed was, did the Eagles pick up enough in the draft, to maintain their position? And while Cool was being calm and analyzing the situation,
he wasn't analyzing it, man. He came in crying. Like, he came talking about
just
some nonsense.
Just a minute. While Cool was analyzing the situation, and here's where everything went left, and we loved it. Wise cut in and turned on his camera, and he says, "Wait a minute, I gotta say something." And I think we all knew when Wise came in, everybody went off. All right. Wise came in, and then they went back and forth, and then
that was hilarious.
Larry came up and commented.
Oh man.
And you know what? It was all in pure fun. It was all in pure fun. But Cool saw that and ran with it.
He went with it.
He went with it.
Oh my gosh!
And every time Larry dropped a comment, he responded to him. I kept pressing the button and giving him the camera, and Cool was like, "No, I don't need the camera." Then Larry would drop a comment, and then I would say, "Give him the camera," and he'd take it. Wise is cracking up. I'm cracking up. Cole's cracking up, and Cool is just going in. Okay, answering every comment that came in. Cool's just going in. Wise is trying to get a word in about his beloved Giants, because they're both in the NFC East, trying to get a word in about his beloved Giants. Victor opened his mouth in the chat and said, "Thank God this has got nothing to do with the Cowboys." So they both took a minute and responded to Victor, and it just went completely left. And we love it. It was 45 minutes of therapy, and then all of a sudden, this evil genius to my right pushes a button, and we hear the therapy music going on in the background. And speaking of this evil genius that y'all see on my right and that you all hear with me, let me throw him some flowers for Wednesday's spectacular church session that had me laughing, that had my kids laughing, and that had Jody laughing, because I was in the middle of a sentence, and Cole's comedic timing is just off the charts. I was in the middle of finishing a sentence, and I'm gonna have to press a button here, and all of a sudden I see this.
Ray Center will not be televised at this time, so that we can bring to you the following special presentation from LJPN.
And then this happened. I'll talk about where Cole got that amazing video in just a second. But we saw that, and he was having a therapy as the pastor. He was having a therapy session. So I'm wondering, okay, how can I run with this? So he would say something, I would make a comment, and then Cole, bless his heart, had that handkerchief in his right hand, and then all of a sudden, I can't do it with this because it's not folded. But all of a sudden, you see Paso do this. He would wipe his mouth, and then you heard him go, "Excuse me, 1 minute." And he turned to his left as if to look into the studio, and he goes, "Bump Negro." And when he said that, I knew what was coming. He's like, "You get this guy out of our audio room." So I decided to throw a curveball and go, "Hey, you stay out of here," and acted like I threw him out. And it looked like I got him, but kudos to you for staying in character. And for about 20 minutes, Cole and I went back and forth. And every time he would throw an element up there, I'm just laughing. And I'm like, okay, how can I get him? How can I get him this time? I didn't. I was close. I was close to ruining the evil genius. And the only time we got him is that he got himself when he played the trash element.
Yeah.
That was the only time we got him. But every time you hear me in the background with the church service going, and you see Cole with that handkerchief in his hand and the fedora on, and I knew you wanted to laugh when I said the things that I said. And he said, "We're having a homegoing service for LeBron James this season." And I yelled out, "Yeah, because he sucks." And then all of a sudden you see this and wiping his mouth. "Excuse me 1 minute." No, but one of the best parts is when you advertise the cash apps, and if y'all are feeling kind, please drop one for Cole Johnson, myself, and for Wise, and help us all along on our mission to Vegas. And then he ended it with, "Won't you come?" And then he played the opening again. And as soon as he said, "Won't you come?" about 100,000 thoughts went in my head, and I laughed at all of them. Oh, and then Ryan feeds into the fun. If anyone has any information about the whereabouts of Ray Ray, who has been missing since Game 4 of the NBA Western Conference Finals, call Mr. Johnson. Take it.
1-800 YOKAY and press option 2. Again.
And
YOKAY was supposed to be something throwaway, and it's taken on a life.
And now it's taken on a life of its own. There are so many things you wanted to do as a throwaway that's taken on a life of its own. Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? And then we have Wise on the show Thursdays and Fridays. And the moment I will never forget with Wise is when Cole played this. And then Wise did this.
'Cause we take this job so serious.
The is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What? And he apologized with a straight face. We're all busting a gut. We're all busting a gut laughing. Wise just calmly looks at the camera after we said what he said, and he goes, "Sorry, pardon. I'll never do a good impression of Wise, but I'll do my best. Sorry, pardon me. My apologies." Looking dead in the camera with a straight face. Cole's gone. I'm gone.
And he's so earnest when he says it.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
It just comes, man. It just happens. Same thing with what was it that came up yesterday? The props. Yeah, when you decided you want to flash prop in the air.
With me and
You and
me
Big Dog
Shane,
Shane.
Shane,
You wanna
this thick notes. These I have like pages full of notes and haven't loaned to one of them. Yeah.
me and the big dog was showing off our notes, and then being wise, invoked Donald Trump into the conversation.
Yes.
And Herschel Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh!
When he invoked Donald Trump into the conversation, the crew broke up laughing. When he inserted Herschel Walker, he pushed the plunger and blew the crew up sideways because we're all laughing.
Because my thought was, oh Lord, I have now walked right back into mentality. This is absolutely hilarious.
Yep. Yep.
I'm loving every single second of this. This is great.
We invoked mentality into a conversation yesterday. Yeah. And I would say it's Wise's fault, but the timing was just so perfect when he did that.
Yeah, it was.
The timing was just so perfect. Folks, don't forget 5:45 tonight. I'll have the call from the Phillies and the Nationals with the play-by-play reaction. We'll do a Q&A up until first pitch at 6:05 Eastern time. And this is our new text line, 502-467-9619.
Is it working?
I haven't gotten a message yet, but I have the feeling I will. But if someone could test it, and I'll well, there we go. If someone could test it and I'll take a look, I'll also keep monitoring this off the air. This afternoon, Mike Debate will join me for the 3:00 hour, talking all things NFL. The first hour will be Ask Brian Anything on the Brian Snow Show this afternoon. Get your comments ready, get your questions ready. And for now, we got to get the heck up out of here. We hope y'all enjoy it. Next week's a holiday week, but we'll have all 5 days covered for you. Have a great weekend. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you,
then you'll be taken.
And it just got a text message. Is it working? Yes, it is working. I did get I did get the message.
I sent that. I sent that message.
I'll make sure I mark you in the book. We are out of here. If your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Join us and support us on the mission to Las Vegas to take over Radio Row. We are out of here. We'll see y'all Monday. God bless you. We love you. And we'll see you Monday.
See ya.